They had no respect for black women either, at all. They just want to use black women's voice and their passion and their fire to get them over the finish line. And then once they're done, they're like, we don't care about black women. Forget them. The real Doc Holliday, I don't want to see that. The real Doc Holliday, Doc Holliday, we got more things to worry about. I mean, it's nothing that individual says that's gonna change anything. I mean, that's just really what it is. We got the work to do over here. Okay, so they're not going to take a step out of that position. Just understand that. Now, when we go come back, we're going to talk about more reasons why, and then what you can do, right? And a lot of things you can do doesn't take much or nothing to get them out of those positions, but it's going to take more than just talking about them on these platforms to get them out of that position. So we will be right back, ladies and gentlemen, and yeah.
It's the Unity Reunion Parade, Cookout, Line Dance Party, Backyard, Barbecue, Fish Fry, Vegan Soul, Black Business, Food Truck, Networking, Outdoor, Concert, Music Festival, Celebration of the Year.
It is an amazing experience. You have people from all over the country.
This is my second year attending, and they over-delivered.
So if you haven't come before, you need to come.
And you know what? I'm just out here vibing.
Get tickets now at OhioBlackExpo.com.
I stayed longer than I should have. Not because I was weak, but because I loved for real. That's what this album sounds like. Love Illimitable. Out now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. So let's get back into our conversation about these people and why they won't get out the way, right? Or you feel like they should be moving out of the way, because you have to think about it with reparations. Reparations is, listen, they are employed by the white liberal to maintain that system. And the system is you don't get reparations. So, of course, Al Sharpton, Boulay Martin, and all the gang, of course they're against reparations, because they pay masters against reparations. They're there to defend the interest of the white liberal. That's what they're there to do. They're there to keep the white liberal in power by bringing in black voters. And if they bring in black voters, remember, they're gatekeepers. They bring in black voters, then they say, okay, Al, here's a check. See, they do that for their checks, right? But they're against you getting yours. They don't want you with a check. They don't want to. Listen, if them white liberals today told them, you know what, we're not paying you a dime no more, you know, but still do what you do, they'll quit. They'll quit today. They get paid for that. I never forget that video of Boulay Martin when he took a video and he was crying crocodile tears in the 2020 election when black people lined up to go vote. That man, I said, why is that man crying like that? And I didn't understand why he was crying like that. I mean, he had just red eyes and everything. And then after Kamala and them got in office, I noticed, man, he had a big upgrade on his studio. And I'm like, oh. So he was crying because the bag was coming. That was tears of joy. That wasn't tears of sadness. He like, oh man, I'm getting a bag. Oh yeah, you know that's what that was. That was tears of joy. It had nothing to do with the election. He was happy. If y'all remember that video, he was so happy. That's what he is paid to do, ladies and gentlemen. He's paid to make sure that y'all, us, help them keep their bag, but they don't want us to get reparations. So they stand against our money, but they want theirs. Now, let's get to the next part. How do you actually move them out of the way, since you want them out of the way so bad? How do they, what'd you say? You've been saying for some years that without Michelle and the children, Obama's practically Beto O'Rourke. I can't even say he's Beto O'Rourke. Beyond which, I can't even say that. But anyway, but if you say he is, he is. Now, it's going to take some, listen, these microphones are great. They're great for messaging. They're great for narrative. They're great for countering narratives. They're great for speaking against propaganda. They're great at reaching people that we could have never reached, right? These microphones are great. They're great for repetition of a message, which is very good because if you can keep repeating a message enough, it gets into the subconscious of the mind, and if it's in the subconscious of the mind, it's going to get in the forefront of the mind, and if it gets in the mind, you're going to get action, period. This is why they spend so much money on media. Media, if he who or she who controls the mind, controls the body, controls the spending, controls everything. That's why the folks make sure to try to cut us out of it as much as possible and defend it at all costs. Because media is warfare too, not just bullets and bombs. It is warfare. Why you think every nation has its own propaganda, including ours? Because that's part of warfare. And they're not going to, the mainstream media for sure is not going to give that up. But how we did the mainstream media is how you actually do the shields that we talk about all the time. We've done it in part, but we haven't fully done it. Now, first step to getting them, quote unquote, out the way is delegitimization. If you look at the mainstream media today, they're not really legitimized. They're following the lead in words of what we say online in the grassroots circles. When you see the mainstream media today speaking with delineation terms like, well, this Jamaican person committed a crime. Well, this person from Ghana committed a crime. At one point in time, they was all black. But they're speaking with, oh no, they're delineating about where people are from now. That didn't come from the mainstream media. The mainstream media say all of us are black. It's easier to say everybody's black, or black American in particular, because it's just easier for them to do that. But they had to follow what we say here. You remember the ABC report when they mentioned foundational black American history. That didn't come from the mainstream media. That came from the grassroots side. So now they're taking their cues from us, meaning we're legitimate and they're not. The only thing they have over us is more employees, definitely more resources to go do investigations and all of that. That's why they don't want us with no money. Because I tell people, you couldn't give me not even half of the money they got. Watch what I do with it. And it's not going to be go trick it off at the car dealership. It's not going to be trick it off at no strip clubs. I don't see how anybody going them places. It's going to be, hey, how do we maximize that little money each month and make it huge? You understand what I'm saying? Speaking of that, if you are in Atlanta, Houston, Chicago, Detroit, Charlotte, Jackson, Mississippi, thinking off the top of my head, so just forgive me. I'm just thinking off the top of my head certain cities. Birmingham, Alabama, Jacksonville, Florida. Just to name a few. NYC, just to name a few, right? Philly, just to name a few. If any of you in those cities and you that kind of person that like to go on the street and like talk to black people in the community, like say, hey man, I like to go talk to black people in the community, get them on camera. It's more so just asking certain questions and letting them just cook how they want to cook. We need some people to come in to do that, right? I can't be everywhere and it's not gonna happen. It just pops in my head. I need to say it. And sometimes I've got some of the best people in the world about just making this kind of announcement. If you think about something like that, you say, man, I'd love to do that. Hey, holler at me on LinkedIn. Come to my LinkedIn page. Say, hey, I heard what you were saying, and yeah, let me know what you got going on, because we need to talk. We need to get black people all over America, for sure. If you're in Johannesburg, right, South Africa, and you like to get in the street and holler about, hey, what's going on with Malema or something, or whatever's going on in Johannesburg, hey, let us know. If you're in Nairobi, Kenya, hey, let us know, Yeah. Just let us know because we need to get them street interviews because I like things in real time, and that's kind of bothering me. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of bothering me. We don't have that going on here. We need to have that. So if you're in the major cities I'm talking about, holler at me. Anyway, let's continue. So how you get them out the way?